The morning rain had stopped, leaving the downtown streets slick and glistening as Emma Price hurried toward the Anderson Tower, clutching her portfolio and trying not to ruin her carefully chosen interview outfit. At 25, she had been working retail for 3 years since graduating college, applying to countless marketing positions, living in a tiny studio apartment, and dreaming of the career that always seemed just out of reach. Today was different. Today, she had an interview at Anderson Media Group, one of the most prestigious marketing firms in the city. If she got this job, everything would change. She was checking the time on her phone 15 minutes until her interview when she heard a sound that made her stop. Someone was gasping for breath. Emma turned to see a man in a business suit sitting on the wet sidewalk, his back against a building, clutching his chest. He was maybe 35, and even through his obvious distress, Emma could see he was having some kind of medical emergency. People walked past him. Some glanced over, then hurried on. No one stopped. Emma looked at her phone. 12 minutes until her interview. She looked at the man, whose breathing was becoming more labored. She made a decision that would change her life. Emma ran to the man and knelt beside him on the wet pavement, her interview skirt immediately soaking through. "Sir, are you okay? Can you hear me?" The man nodded weakly. "Heart," he managed. "Medicine pocket." Emma found a pill bottle in his jacket pocket. "This? How many?" He held up 2 fingers. Emma gave him the pills, then called emergency services while loosening his tie and helping him get more comfortable. She stayed with him, talking calmly, keeping him conscious, ignoring the minutes ticking by on her phone. 10 minutes until her interview, then 5. Then the interview time came and went as Emma sat on a wet sidewalk, holding a stranger's hand while they waited for the ambulance. When paramedics finally arrived and loaded the man into the ambulance, Emma stood up, her clothes soaked and dirty, her carefully styled hair ruined, her portfolio splashed with rainwater. She checked her phone. She had missed her interview by 20 minutes. Emma called the company and left a message explaining the emergency, knowing it would not matter. They would think she was making excuses. They would hire someone else. Her one chance was gone. She went home, changed clothes, and cried for an hour. Then she composed herself and started applying to more jobs, trying not to think about what she had sacrificed. 3 days later, Emma's phone rang. Unknown number. "Hello, is this Emma Price?" A professional female voice. "Yes? This is Jennifer from Anderson Media Group. We would like to reschedule your interview. Would tomorrow at 10 work for you?" Emma's heart leaped. "Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for the second chance. See you tomorrow, Miss Price." The next morning, Emma arrived at Anderson Tower 30 minutes early, determined not to let anything go wrong this time. She was directed to the executive floor and led to a large conference room. "Mr. Anderson will be with you shortly," the assistant said. Emma sat nervously reviewing her portfolio, practicing her answers to anticipated questions. She had researched the company extensively. Anderson Media Group was founded and run by CEO Michael Anderson, known for being brilliant, demanding, and intensely private. The door opened. Emma stood, ready to make her best impression. The man who walked in was the stranger from the sidewalk. Emma's portfolio slipped from her hands, papers scattering across the floor. Michael Anderson smiled, the same man whose hand she had held while he struggled to breathe, whose tie she had loosened, whose life she may have saved. "Hello, Emma," he said. "Thank you for coming, and thank you for 3 days ago." Emma could not find words. You are the CEO of the company you were rushing to interview with when you stopped to help a stranger having a medical emergency. Michael bent down to help her gather the scattered papers. "I made some calls after I got out of the hospital, found out who you were, learned that you missed your interview because you stayed with me." He handed her the papers. "You sacrificed your one opportunity at this job to help someone you did not know. That tells me more about your character than any interview question ever could." "I did not know you were. I just saw someone who needed help," Emma stammered. "Exactly. That is the point." Michael gestured for her to sit. "Do you know how many people walked past me that morning? At least 50. Some made eye contact and kept walking. One person took a photo. But you stopped. You ruined your clothes. missed your interview, and stayed until you knew I was safe. He pulled out a folder. I have reviewed your application, your portfolio, your references. You are qualified for the entry-level marketing coordinator position you applied for, but I am not offering you that job. Emma's heart sank. This was all just a courtesy interview to thank her. She was not getting hired. I am offering you a position as my executive assistant, Michael continued. It pays triple what the coordinator position pays, reports directly to me, and is frankly a much bigger job than someone with your experience would normally get. But I need people around me who make decisions based on values rather than convenience. People who do the right thing even when it costs them. Are you interested? Emma stared at him. You're offering me a job as your assistant because I helped you on the street? I am offering you a job because you demonstrated judgment, compassion, quick thinking under pressure, and the ability to prioritize what matters. Those are the qualities I need in the person working closest to me. Michael smiled. The fact that you also happen to save my life is just a bonus. I do not know anything about being an executive assistant, Emma admitted. You will learn. I will teach you. But I cannot teach someone to care about people more than they care about their own advancement. You already have that. He extended his hand. So, are you interested? Emma shook his hand, tears in her eyes. Yes. Very much yes. Over the following months, Emma learned the business from the inside. Michael was demanding but patient, pushing her to develop skills she did not know she had. She managed his schedule, coordinated with executives, learned the industry, and slowly transformed from a struggling retail worker into a confident professional. But beyond the job, something else developed. Long hours working closely together revealed shared values, similar senses of humor, and genuine respect. Michael told Emma about the pressures of running a company alone after his father's death. Emma told him about her dreams of making a real difference through marketing that actually helped people rather than just selling products. You never asked why I had that heart episode, Michael said one evening as they worked late. I figured you would tell me if you wanted to, Emma said. Stress. Working 80-hour weeks. Ignoring my health because I thought the company needed me to be invincible. Michael looked at her seriously. You saved my life that day, but you also changed it. I have been seeing a cardiologist, managing stress, working reasonable hours. Because if I had died on that sidewalk, I would have missed meeting you. Emma felt her heart race. Michael, this is complicated. I am your boss. You work for me, but I need to be honest. He took her hand. The morning you helped me, I was on my way to a meeting where I was going to finalize a merger that would make me wealthier but would cost 200 people their jobs. You made me late for that meeting. By the time I recovered, I had time to really think about it. I called off the merger, kept those people employed, started making different kinds of decisions about what success actually means. He looked at her with complete sincerity. You did not just save my life. You reminded me why life was worth living. I fell in love with you that morning, sitting on a wet sidewalk while you held my hand and told me to keep breathing. I have been falling deeper ever since. Emma felt tears on her cheeks. I fell in love with you too. Not because you were wealthy or powerful, but because you saw value in someone who helped without expecting anything in return. Because you gave me a chance when you did not have to. Because you have taught me so much about what I am capable of. So what do we do about the fact that I am your boss? Michael asked. Emma smiled. We figure it out, together, the right way. Because doing things the right way, even when it is harder, is kind of our thing. 1 year after the morning Emma missed her interview to help a stranger, Michael proposed not in a fancy restaurant or on an exotic vacation, but on the sidewalk where they had first met. I was dying on this spot, he said, kneeling on the now dry pavement, and you chose to save me even though it cost you everything you had been working toward. Emma, will you marry me? Will you let me spend the rest of my life proving that your sacrifice was not just about saving one person, but about changing how that person saw the entire world? Through her tears, Emma said yes. Their wedding toast made everyone cry. My wife missed a job interview to save my life. She sacrificed her one opportunity without knowing who I was or what I could offer her. That morning taught me that the most valuable people are those who choose compassion over convenience. Emma, you saved my life, and then you showed me how to live it. Thank you for stopping. If this story reminded you that choosing compassion changes everything, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment about when helping someone unexpected changed your life.